So I decided to do live streams. So this year I gave myself a goal of doing live streams on YouTube. And this has been something that I have greatly wanted to do, but I did not have the confidence to do. And I finally did it last month in April of 2025. Now today I wanted to talk with you guys about a couple of things because I have had this channel for 2 years. I only do long form. I do not do shorts. I attempted to do live stream last year. I did exactly one. I did not like the experience, so I decided to put that on the back burner. But this year I tasked myself with doing live streams, and I did it. I did 7 live streams in April, and today I wanted to share with you guys my experience of doing it, as well as why I'm probably not going to do it as much as I thought I was. Originally, within me doing live streams, I had the intent to do it weekly, but after the results that I received, it would probably be better for me to not do it on a as consistent basis. So let's jump into the overall results of everything that transpired within me going live, as well as discussing the pros and cons of doing live stream on YouTube. So I went live for the first time April 6th. I decided to do vertical live streams. There were a couple of YouTube creators that I follow that do live streams that actually inspired me, but one of the people that really inspired me was the Rose Rundown. Make sure you guys check out her channel because she does live streams pretty consistently. She gave me the tip of doing hashtags whenever you do live streams, which is a great tip. I feel like my lives, my vertical lives, would not have been seen otherwise, if I'm being completely transparent with y'all, except for potentially by people who are actually already connected to me in my community. But doing hashtags, maybe around 3 different hashtags, tagging them in your title, doing vertical live streams can be very helpful with getting you more views. Now, I did 7 live streams, like I said. I'm going to read from my notes here. In my analytics, it showed that people found my lives through suggested videos, vertical live feed, and browse features. And the vertical live feed is it shows up almost like they're in short form, but it's basically you streaming live vertical. Now, I will say live streaming is a great way to bond and connect to your community. It is an amazing way to interact with people who are interested in your content or maybe vibe with your personality, stuff like that.
I had so much fun doing live streams on YouTube.
I did not think it was going to be as fun as it was because I felt like normally I'm too in my head, but it actually wasn't that bad. Specifically because I already had topics to talk about, even though y'all do know I love to ramble and rant. But for the most part, I had a fun time, and I really do appreciate everybody that stopped into my live, supported me, chatted with me, liked, engaged. I really do appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Now, really quick, the Rose Rundown, she mentioned using hashtags, as well as her and a few other people mentioned to have a picture versus not using a pic. They said sometimes using a picture would do much better with vertical live streams. For me, I couldn't really tell if it was a difference. I think it really just more than likely depending on the hashtags more than the picture itself to some degree, but that's a toss-up. Once again, I only done the live 7 times, so I don't have a lot of data to go off of. I only have 7 days to go off of. Now I'm going to talk about the views I received and the watch hours I received, because one of the main reasons why I wanted to do live streams was to build upon my watch hours. If you guys don't know, when it comes to getting your 3,000 watch hours in the first tier of monetization for memberships, super chats, other stuff like that, as well as to reach the 4,000 watch hours for the actual Google AdSense, you have to have the certain amount of watch hours, and building your watch hours is a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. So I figured within trying to acquire more watch hours in addition to doing my long form, I figured I would do the vertical live stream. I'm going to share with you guys what my results were of how many views I got and how everything went with that. So the first day I went live for 1 hour and 40 minutes. I received 98 views and 7 watch hours, which to me was not bad. Second day, I did 2 hours on live. I got 63 views and got 7.4 watch hours. Third day, 1 hour and 42 minutes, 58 views, 2.4 watch hours. Fourth day, 1 hour, 46 minutes, 63 views, 6.3 watch hours. Fifth day, 2 hours and 44 minutes, 102 views, 11.1 watch hours. Sixth day, 2 hours and 20 minutes, 95 views, 5.8 watch hours. And the seventh day, I did 1 hour and 37 minutes on live. I got 66 views and I received 4.9 watch hours. In total, I did live stream for those 7 days, a total of 13 hours. I acquired 545 views and I ended up with 44.9 watch hours. Now, to me, that's not bad. However, watch hours vary. They are very much all over the place. You may think, oh, I'm going to do this amount of time and it's going to get me this many watch hours. It just really depends on the day. It depends on who's available at that time. It depends on what type of people are interested in the content you're putting out in your live streams. It just really depends. I would say putting in 13 hours of going live and converting it into 44.9 watch hours isn't necessarily that bad, considering I didn't have to do too much work. I was just yapping, which I naturally do anyways. Alright, so let me show you guys how you find your live stream watch hours. First, you're going to go to YouTube Studios, and then we're going to go to Analytics. We are then going to click on See More, and then we are going to click this part that says Views by Content, and then we're going to go to Hours Streamed under Live. Then after that, we're going to select Secondary Metric, and we're going to click Watch Time Hours to see what the watch hours were. And that's how you find your watch hours and all the information like views, subscribers you got, impressions, hours streamed, stuff like that. Now let's talk about the cons, because I did disclose with you guys on my community post, I disclosed a bit on Threads that I would not be doing live streams consistently. I want to talk about why that is. So firstly, I had some people tell me that they weren't even getting notified for any of my other content but live streams, meaning there are some people who have subscribed to me and subscribed to all of my notifications, but some people told me that for whatever reason, they would only get notifications from my live streams and not from my other content, which I think is very weird. Almost like YouTube was not pushing out my regular content. The second issue I had was that I was getting subscribers, and I'll put on the screen how many well, actually, I can't even tell you how many subscribers I got, because some people would subscribe through my live stream, but then other people would subscribe directly through the channel. And I feel like I probably got a total of around an extra 10-15 extra subscribers, but what I noticed was that the newer subscribers were not watching my long form videos. The other issue I noticed was that, so because YouTube rolled out this feature where you can actually see your subscribers now, I noticed that I was getting more male subscribers, and I don't like that. I recently did a whole video about why I don't do collabs, and I mentioned one of the main reasons why I don't want to have male subscribers. This channel is dedicated to women, or not necessarily dedicated to women, but I would like a more female audience, and live streams were bringing me more men than women, which is very problematic for me. Like, I appreciate any man who follows me, but my main audience, I would like to be women. So I found that to be a problem within doing live streams as well. The other thing that I want to address, which was the biggest thing for me, and I'm not sure if it was necessarily because of the live streams, but a part of me feels like it was, because that's the only thing that I've been doing differently. So there were some videos that I posted within this time of April, and I noticed that videos that should have been doing well did not do well. And what I mean by that is, for my channel, I can normally tell if a video is going to do well within like 48 hours. And normally, if a video has a decent watch time, if people are watching the video a decent amount through, I'm getting engagement as far as likes and a decent amount of comments, normally YouTube will push my videos. But for some reason, some of the videos that were doing really well, where they were getting the watch time, where people were watching it a decent portion through, where I was getting a decent amount of comments, or I should say a lot of comments, because I think I had 2 videos specifically that had a lot of comments. I was able to check my impressions. YouTube did not push those videos out at all. It would have been one thing if the impressions showed that YouTube was pushing it out, but YouTube was not pushing out those videos at all, even though I had the engagement, I had the watch time, people were actually watching the video a decent portion through. So that led me to think that YouTube was kind of somewhat categorizing me as a streamer, which I don't like. Because I'm not a streamer, my main content is long form. It's very upsetting because this is something I feel like that a lot of YouTubers don't talk about, but there are multiple different algorithms on the YouTube platform. You have your long form algorithm, your short form algorithm, and then you have your live stream algorithm. You can use all of them, but I feel like you have to be very careful, unless you just don't care, or you have different goals in mind, but they can conflict with each other, where if YouTube sees that you have a certain amount of subscribers, they might not push out your videos that you may make unless it's search. That's why I kind of recommend people to do search-based videos more than anything, because if you have a search-based video, YouTube will naturally push that video out because it's search-based and somebody may be looking for it. You don't have to worry about the algorithm really affecting that if people are naturally searching for the topic, you know what I mean? And I'll be coming out with a video about that really soon, about how I find search-based content to create. Yeah, I noticed that YouTube was not really pushing out my videos that should have been pushed out, that naturally would have been pushed out. And it made me realize it probably would not be in my best interest to do live streams, which is very unfortunate because I have been enjoying it. My main content is long form videos. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of thinking, the editing. It takes a decent amount of passion, energy to make the long form videos, which is what I actually love to do, what I actually like to focus on. It is very much a problem when the videos that I'm giving my focus to, the content that I really want to do well, which I feel like will be the bread and butter of my channel, is the bread and butter of my channel. YouTube is not pushing it out specifically because of potential live streams. It's just a potential theory, and I mainly say it's a theory because I know some other people were saying YouTube wasn't pushing their other videos as well. So I don't know, but for me, the only thing that I noticed was different within my channel was doing live streams. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to back off of doing live streams for a while. I do feel like if you are a YouTuber that has way more subscribers that you've gained from long form, it probably won't be as much of an issue for you because you already have a somewhat stable community potentially. Hopefully you do if you acquired most of your subscribers from long form. As for me right now, it just seems like it would hinder me more than anything. Now, I did contemplate starting a live YouTube channel, which I don't know if I'm actually gonna do that. I will let y'all know if I actually end up doing that. However, I know with a live stream channel, I think you can only do vertical lives if you have 50 subscribers, which that would be a lot. So I may come up with another way to go live, or if I do go live, it'll probably be every 2 months. I know when I come out with my memberships, I will go live more on there just because I can keep it contained. And I'm not saying y'all have to subscribe to my memberships, but girl, it's really tough to do something that you want to do, but it would hinder you and cause you to not have no growth. And the overall goal is to have growth, is to make money to pay for student loans, to create content that is helpful. But I just don't like the fact that, from my perspective, if I'm creating this content for some reason, YouTube is like, oh, you're streaming a lot, so therefore you're a streamer. Let's focus more on streaming than on your actual YouTube long form videos. I don't like that. And again, like I said, it's just a theory, but that's been my personal experience. And I went live 7 times in April. It is very telling if I have a video a couple videos that would normally do well because they get a lot of comments, a lot of likes from my natural viewers, but for some reason my impressions show that YouTube only showed this to like 200, 300 people, and normally I would have at least 3,000 impressions by now. So it's just, I don't know. It just seems like it's a weird issue with the algorithm maybe. So I'm going to hold off on doing that type of content. Or if I do, I may make it like a bi-monthly type of thing. I'll let y'all know exactly when I do it. I'll probably put a poll up in the community post so you guys will know about it, you know, when I figure out what day I'm gonna do it. But it's given, I'm probably not gonna go live again till July. And if I do, I'm probably just gonna go live that one time in July, and then I'll probably go live again in September, and then I'll probably go live maybe October, November, December, but I'm only probably gonna do it like once a month or once every other month. It's definitely given putting a stop to my actual content that is important to me, which is the long form. So overall, does live streaming help your channel or does it hurt your channel? It really depends. It depends on what your overall goal is. I know I've seen some people who are gamers do really well. I know some people who their main channel is just to live stream. That's all they do is live stream, and people get locked into them, and then they end up sometimes watching their other content. If you're trying to do live streams, it would probably be better if you already have a decently established audience where it won't impact you as much. So for example, there's this one, I think it's a couple of YouTubers I follow that go live stream every couple months, and they have over 40,000 subscribers. But to me, I'm like, it doesn't really seem like it impacts their long form content because people naturally will come and watch them. So I feel like if you have a decent amount of subscribers, it probably won't affect you as much. But when you're smaller, it's almost like only the people who are into your live streams are going to mess with your live streams. They potentially probably won't mess with your long form. And it's really, really unfortunate. I think I gained maybe 2 people from live streams that actually ended up watching some of my other content, which I do appreciate y'all, the newer people that subscribe to actually watch some of my other content. But I feel like that is very much a rarity where somebody will subscribe, want to watch your long form. The other issue of just acquiring more men within my live stream and them being my subscribers, I don't like that. Do not like that. I want it to be mostly a female audience. So I will say it is just something to think about. You know, if you actually do want to go live, I know it can be great for building your watch hours, but again, it just really depends on what your goals are, what you're trying to do, what your focus is. Because for me, I don't know, I just feel like it hindered my channel personally, but I've seen some other people where it helped them out and it helped them build a more integrated community. So it just really depends. It also depends on the content you're in as well. But let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below. Have you guys ever did YouTube live? Have you ever did vertical live? What has been your experience? Do you like the concept of going live? Because I really did. It's just the drawbacks of how it collectively affected my channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like when people go live? Let me know. But make sure you guys check out my content creator vlogs, which is filled with a whole bunch of different information about my content journey, tips, tricks, things to do, things not to do. Check those out, and I'll be seeing you guys again soon. Stay blessed, stay positive.